All right, everyone, welcome back. We are jumping into another deep dive today, and this one is really interesting.
Definitely.
You sent over a ton of info about Dashrathbhai Patel.
Yeah.
That are known as Bapuji.
That's right.
We have excerpts from a PDF, some links to a website, even a YouTube channel.
Wow.
There's a lot to cover.
Yeah, there is.
But what really stood out to me from everything you sent over was this idea from Bapuji that if everyone could unite to spread this message of Param Shanti,
Right.
which means supreme peace,
Yeah.
that we could create Amarlok.
An immortal world.
It's a fascinating idea.
It really is. And I think one of the things that's so interesting about Bapuji's vision is that it's not just about individual enlightenment, you know?
Right.
Like one person achieving this state of peace.
Yeah.
It's really about a collective shift
Yeah.
in consciousness for all of humanity.
Yeah, almost like upgrading humanity's operating system or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a big idea.
It's a huge idea.
It is.
So let's break down some of these concepts that you touched on.
Sure.
You mentioned Param Shanti and Amarlok, and the PDF you sent over kind of touches on them.
Yeah.
But what do they actually mean? How did Bapuji envision these concepts?
So from what I'm gathering from these materials, Param Shanti, it's not just the absence of, war or conflict
Right.
or even problems in your life. It's really about this deep inner peace,
I see.
a state of being where you are in complete alignment with yourself.
Okay.
And with a higher purpose, it's almost like, if you think about the Buddhist concept of nirvana,
Right.
where suffering ceases. Param Shanti seems to share that aspiration of transcending the limitations of our ordinary existence.
That's really interesting. So achieving this state of Param Shanti then is almost like a key to unlocking Amarlok, this immortal world.
Right.
And I'm picturing a world without suffering, without death, without conflict.
Yeah, it's a utopian vision.
It is. But what would that actually look like? How do we even begin to grasp that?
Well, that's where Bapuji's teachings come in.
Okay.
He actually established an ashram called Vishwa Parivartak Ishwariya Vidyalaya in Ahmedabad back in 1997.
Wow.
And it was specifically to teach yoga and sadhana as a path to Param Shanti.
I see.
So it seems that the ashram is a place where people can actively practice reaching that state.
Okay, so the sources mention yoga and sadhana, and when we think about yoga, we think of physical exercise, right?
Right.
But it's clearly more than that in Bapuji's teachings.
Absolutely. It goes much deeper than that.
So what do these practices look like?
Well, one example that comes to mind is the practice of a japa.
Okay.
And this is a meditation technique where you focus on the natural rhythm of your breath.
Interesting.
It's about quieting the mind and connecting with that inner stillness, the very essence of Param Shanti.
It's interesting that you bring up a japa because in the PDF there's a passage where Bapuji talks about the importance of breath control as a way to calm the mind and connect with the divine. And it's clear that these practices are really at the heart of his teachings.
Absolutely.
And speaking of continuing those teachings, you pointed out that Bapuji's son, Anant Patel, and his daughter-in-law, Sakshi Patel, are now leading the movement.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? What does that mean for the future of Bapuji's work?
Well, I think it's essential for any movement that's aiming for a lasting impact to have that continuity to pass the torch to the next generation.
Right.
And so the fact that his family is carrying on his legacy suggests that, they're adapting to the times.
Okay.
But also staying true to that core message of Param Shanti.
Right. And it's also worth noting they have a massive online presence.
They really do.
I mean, over 4,500 videos on Bapuji's YouTube channel.
That's incredible. Yeah, it really speaks to their commitment to reaching a global audience.
It's fascinating, too, because the PDF mentions a quote from Bapuji where he says, "The world is one family, and we must learn to live in harmony with each other and with nature."
Right.
And it's clear that this idea of global interconnectedness was really central to his teachings even before the rise of the internet.
It really was.
So you suggested we check out one specific video on his channel, his autobiography.
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really insightful. It gave such a personal look into Bapuji's life and how he developed his philosophy.
Yeah.
He faced a lot of challenges in his life.
Right.
But through it all, he maintained this incredible sense of peace and purpose.
Yeah.
And it really brought his teachings to life.
So to sum it all up,
Yeah,
we've gone on this journey through the world of Bapuji,
we have.
a man who dedicated his life to achieving Param Shanti
Right.
and creating Amarlok.
Yes.
We've learned about his ashram,
Mm-hmm.
the practices of yoga and sadhana, and how his message is being carried forward today
Exactly.
by his family and a global online community.
And I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is that Bapuji's vision,
Yeah.
it wasn't just a utopian dream.
Right.
He provided practical tools
Yeah.
for anyone seeking to experience Param Shanti for themselves.
Right.
It's about inner transformation leading to collective change.
It makes you think, could Amarlok really be possible?
It's a big question.
What would it take for each of us to embody that kind of peace and harmony in our own lives?
It's a good question.
It's something to ponder.
Definitely.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye.